what happens, obviously at the bowl game, which will be a nice kind of just, okay, what does the future hold? A nice cap to this season. But what are you looking at as far as this year two of Marcus Freeman's era?
Well, there's a whole lot of questions, and we know that's always the case. Who will Notre Dame have at quarterback? Who will even be in the room? Will there be a transfer incoming? Will there be a transfer outgoing? I'm not here to play that guessing game. You have to wonder, will Justin Ademilola come back for a sixth season? And if he does, he will get some All-American buzz at defensive end, at least in the preseason. We'll see if he capitalizes on it. So there are those questions. But the real thing that comes down to it is, can Notre Dame start the season better? Marcus Freeman can't afford another early season loss. Next year's schedule it doesn't open with Ohio State, and that obviously makes life easier. But Ohio State is there on September 23rd. Can you be 3-0? 3 should be good wins, should be easy wins before you face Ohio State, and who knows what the narrative will be then. But that for me is the immediate question. Can they start better? Because
they're going to need to. I mean, that absolutely. I think the way that we've seen this team, over time, they start picking up speed, they start gelling, and that's where I thought the defense excelled, because offensively, you were buoyed by Michael Mayer, which is a luxury that we don't know what's going to happen. Is he going to go to the league? Is he not? But it's nice
to go, Corey. He's a first 15 pick. He's going to go.
We don't know until it happens, but but yes, it's more likely than not. One could argue, right? But it's hard to turn down that opportunity. But let's think about this for a second. He basically gives you 100 yards and a couple touchdowns per game, right? So that production gone.
And it's off the field. Every item you just mentioned a few minutes ago about Drew Pine as a leader, it's no coincidence that his best friend is Michael Mayer. Michael Mayer was that example from week 1, week 2. We saw against Cal the infamous phone call from Tommy Rees down to Drew Pine. Michael Mayer was right there patting Pine on the shoulder. All those leadership qualities you're referencing that Drew showed as the season went on, he picked them up from Mayer. The steadiness, the even keel, the always moving forward, that all started with Michael Mayer on the offense.
And so we'll see. I think for the production question, I'm curious to hear what you thought. I personally thought Lorenzo Styles was going to have a bigger role in the offense this year. I was wrong. But in my mind, you think, okay, with the current configuration, Deion Colzie, I think, could build on this. I think it's exciting. We'll see what happens in the bowl game. But to me, he becomes like your possession type of receiver. We know Merriweather. I think he had a very nice season. You think about, okay, if Lorenzo Styles can accept that role of like a workhorse, to me, that's kind of like Larry Fitzgerald. Give me that type of production. Could be a pretty compelling receiver core if they stay. Do you think they'll stay?
It's tough to project. Just knowing college football these days, I'm not trying to suggest anything. I'm simply playing the numbers. Knowing college football these days, one of these guys won't be on the team next year. Just this is how the world is these days. You look at them, though, and you think Tobias Merriweather came in as a long, lengthy, athletic freshman, but he didn't have enough muscle. I think everybody saw that. You get him a full offseason, he can do better than end up with the stat sheet I'm looking at right now, 1 catch for 41 yards. If you get more there, he alone can raise the profile of those receivers. Notre Dame's greatest offensive weakness is not the quarterback. It's that it does not have the receivers to challenge opposing defenses like you need to in 2022. They're bringing in 3 pretty well-known receivers as freshmen. If 1 or 2 of them can produce at all, then you start to trend that way between Merriweather, one of those freshmen, maybe Styles returns to form. And what you're saying about Colzie, if his floor is 3 catches for 60 yards a game, and you don't need anything else, and that might be his floor at this point.
Well, I mean, yeah, 3, like you said before, 3 catches, 3 first downs. So I think when you think about, for me, your receiving core options, you have to have a big play guy, a big play threat. You have to have someone that is, like I said, a Larry Fitzgerald type, where you can give him a screen, you can give him a slant. They're a great run after the catch. And I would say the workhorse, if you will. Notre Dame absolutely loves to get the running backs involved in the receiving game, historically speaking, under Tommy Rees. And that's what is expected out of running backs in the league. And a lot of these running backs want to go to the league, clearly. So you see these running backs at Notre Dame, especially from a young age, want to develop their receiving skills. Put me in the open field, put me in the slot, allow me to run a seam route, allow me to show my route running ability in my hands so I can put myself in a position to go to the league. So understanding all those things, plus the final crown jewel of Notre Dame offense's the past few years, because they had Michael Mayer as the tight end position. I think you're going to have a pretty well-balanced offense with Drew Pine feeling more confident, or will we see another quarterback battle?
There's at least a battle. If the quarterback room remains unchanged, Buckner's going to get a chance to reclaim the starting job. Freeman will assist on that in the spring. He will be healthy. There's I'm not a doctor. There's a 10% chance Buckner can play in the bowl game. He won't. That'd be a shock, but he will get a full chance in the spring. And that's if nobody enters or exits this quarterback room. And I will be shocked if Notre Dame does not go get a transfer, most likely a graduate transfer. I can sit here and rattle off some names. That's going to sound like I have some insights. No, I just know that there are some really good ACC quarterbacks who are going to want a better opportunity next year. And since their graduate transfers would have an easier time getting into Notre Dame than undergraduate transfers from elsewhere around the country. Again, I'm leaving out names because I don't want to – that gets to be a questionable affair where I'm saying, oh, yeah, so-and-so, I'm trying to hint so-and-so. I'm not trying to hint anybody. But I suspect somebody's going to enter that room. But even then, when you have Drew Pine, who just came off this impressive season that progressed, you have Tyler Buckner, who is a dual-threat quarterback who's never had a full shot at a season. Notre Dame's going to tell whatever transfer, hey, you got to win the job. This is a two-man race, a three-man race. You got to win the job. And that's what makes spring fun, right? That's what makes August fun.